Why, hello there YouTube and welcome to a Who review. I am Davros and I'm a Whovian, and today I am reviewing Doctor Who, Dalek. So this is an episode from Series 1 where the Doctor and Rose find themselves in an underground alien museum in the year 2012, and the Doctor thinks it's a bit strange as the TARDIS has been drawn to it, and the Doctor then discovers that there's this man, Henry Van Statten, who apparently owns the internet, and we discover that he has an exhibit that is still alive, and he doesn't know what it's called until the Doctor can confirm and identify that it's a Dalek and that it has been tortured, and the Doctor can't feel any sympathy for it as he's enraged in it until Rose comes upon it and then touches it. It then regenerates and starts to go out on a kill spree and work its way out of Van Statten's museum. But of course the Dalek starts to feel and mutate as he feels emotions and feelings that he's never felt before from touching Rose, and the Doctor thinks that's strange, but also can't let the fact that it was part of the Time War, as the Dalek was there because it fell through time. So let's get on to my likes and dislikes about this one. First of all, the likes. Well, first of all, I liked that this was the first ever Dalek story I ever watched in Doctor Who. Yep, I'll be honest, I never seen a Dalek in Doctor Who until this episode. I knew they were bad. I knew that they always said exterminate. But this was the first time I ever saw a Dalek in the show. Voiced by Nicholas Briggs, who still voices them to this very day. I like the Dalek in this. The Dalek was my first Dalek, and it was great in it. Another thing I liked was when it got to the bottom of the stairs, Rose and Adam, who was a very short-lived companion in the show, he laughed at the Dalek because it was beaten by a flight of stairs, which back in the original run, that's how you beat a Dalek, by getting up the stairs, because the Daleks couldn't get upstairs. But then there was a brief moment in 1988, Remembrance of the Daleks, where a Dalek did hover up a small flight of stairs, but this was the first time ever a Dalek actually made its way up a staircase, and the writer of this episode said that's the first thing he wants to get out of the way, that the Daleks have mastered the stairs. Because of the technology we have today, they can. And I like that bit when he looked up at him, and then I thought, he's going to get up the stairs, and then the Dalek just said elevate and then started to hover up the stairs. I like that scene because it's like, no one is safe now from the Daleks, even getting upstairs or not. So I like that. I like the Dalek in this. I also like Christopher Eccleston in this. He put up a great performance as the Doctor, but I also felt like this was the first time in the show's first series of revival. This was the first time we saw a really, really dark side of the Doctor, because when he saw that Dalek, he went berserk and was telling the Dalek that he made that happen, he wiped them all out and everything. The Doctor really got personal with this Dalek and was determined to destroy it, bring out his inner warrior, because even though we now know that the Ninth Doctor didn't fight in the Time War, we still know that the horrors of the Time War was still within the Ninth Doctor after the Time War ended, when the War Doctor regenerated and that. So yeah, I like that we got to see a bit of a darker, more badass side of the Doctor in this. I also liked Billie Piper in this as Rose. She sort of kept the Doctor in touch with his humanity, because there was a bit where the Doctor built a weapon and was ready to destroy the Dalek, but she said no, that he's not that person anymore. And then we also see that the Dalek starts to mutate because Rose touches the Dalek and it absorbs her DNA and it begins to mutate and feel, and the Dalek as he gets those emotions, he's disgusted by it and wants Rose to order his destruction, because it's a soldier Dalek. It's only there to obey orders, and with it having no orders, it went through the primary Dalek code, and it also started to obey Rose because it had her DNA in it. I also kind of felt sorry for the Dalek as well when it was in Van Statten's museum, being tortured and stuff and forced to talk and that. When the Dalek approached Van Statten and threatened him, I could not blame that Dalek for wanting to kill Van Statten, but Rose somehow talks it round again and that. My dislikes, I guess I didn't like the character of Henry Van Statten, played by Corey Johnson. He was just very sly and up his own bum, and just, I didn't like the character. He was sleazy and arrogant. He was like, I'm the internet and that, and I got an alien museum and that. I like that the Doctor gave him a right good scene too in this as well. But Henry Van Statten, he was a very arrogant character, and in the end he kind of got his just desserts when his assistant Diana Goddard had his memory wiped, saying, and then throw him on the streets, something beginning with S. So, like, in many ways, Van Statten got his own comeuppance. Another thing I liked was the brief Cyberman cameo. Now, when Doctor Who returned, I heard of the Cybermen as well. I was told that the Cybermen were another foe of the Doctor's and that they were horrible. There is a bit in the museum where the Doctor does come across the head of a Cyberman, and when I watched that, and then I went to school on the Monday, I asked my teacher at the time, was that the head of a Cyberman that he came across in the museum? And he said yes. So, yeah, the head of a Cyberman. And that was probably just a hint for us New Who fans, us New Who viewers, that we will get the return of the Cybermen in Series 2, and we did. So I like that little Easter egg there. We also had a Slovene claw in the museum. Yeah, I guess I didn't like that we didn't get to see a lot of the alien exhibits in that museum, and in the end we never would, because they were going to seal it up, so no one would get in or out. Yeah, I like the character of Adam as well. Out of all the secondary characters for this episode, he was a bit more developed. I knew him as Todd from Coronation Street at the time, and then he tagged along with the Doctor and Rose and was even in the next episode, The Long Game, which I reviewed before. So yeah, this episode, Adam, I feel like develops a little bit more in The Long Game, but he kind of breaks a few rules and boundaries and doesn't earn his place there with the Doctor. Anyway, Doctor Who Dalek. It was a great episode, and it was my first Dalek episode. I enjoyed it. I like this one a lot, and yeah, has it stood the test of time? Yeah, I've watched it more than twice and that. In fact, I've watched it a lot over the 10 years, so yeah. My final thoughts, my ratings, I'm going to give Doctor Who Dalek, this for me gets a 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 for Doctor Who Dalek. So, that has been my Who review on Dalek. Have you seen this one? Let me know down in the comments below. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to share with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and to hit that notification bell. All my social media links are down below in the description, so be sure to check all that out. I have been Davros the Whovian, and yeah, till next time, run for your life.